Thanks so much for joining us for 9 on Your Side at 6 o'clock. A new twist in the case of a northern Kentucky man accused of trying to extort $500,000 from his employer in Blue Ash.
This is that guy, and only 9 on Your Side's I-Team has uncovered that Justin Kramer contacted the FBI himself before he went to his office armed with a gun. I-Team investigator Hillary Lake explains.
911 emergency dispatch.
Calm, collected.
I'm at work, and we have an erratic employee who is armed. He's trying to extort my employer.
And likely terrified.
He told me he's got his gun, but he doesn't plan on using it.
Blue Ash police got this 911 call on the last Friday in February.
There was 15 to 20 cruisers coming with lights and sirens.
They went after the man with the gun inside this building, preparing for the worst.
It looks like they're going to head up to the 6th floor now.
That's a glass building, so he can look out and see the response that was coming.
Minutes before, police say 32-year-old Justin Kramer walked into Coordinated Financial Planning and demanded $500,000 from his boss, who's also his stepfather.
He's the vice president of the company.
Police say Kramer also worked there and said it was his last day.
He took the gun that he had on his person, he laid it down, and said that he knew we were coming and he didn't want to get shot.
Police arrested Kramer before anyone got hurt. He also appears calm and collected in dashcam video taken from a Blue Ash police cruiser.
Honestly, sir, I'm going to let them talk to you when you get back because I did not speak to anybody inside the building. I was outside the entire time.
Blue Ash Police Chief Scott Knoll stopped short of telling the 9 on Your Side I-Team officers from as many as 5 nearby jurisdictions saved lives that day. A police report shows Kramer was armed with a handgun. Investigators also found a shotgun, a machete, a smaller knife, and ammunition, some of it in his car in the parking lot.
This is a pretty scary list.
It is a scary list, yes.
What makes it so scary?
I don't know what his ultimate intent was in this situation, but with all the things going on in the United States and all the active shooter situations and workplace violence, those are certainly some ingredients that would need to be present for one of those things to happen.
The I-Team also followed the investigation across state lines into northern Kentucky.
Police here in Villa Hills helped Blue Ash PD execute a search warrant at Justin Kramer's home. A police report says they found an AR-15 rifle. They also helped his ex-wife file an emergency order of protection against him.
As we were having contact with the subject, the FBI was calling the Blue Ash Police Department, relaying information on the suspect.
The FBI won't comment on the investigation, but the Blue Ash police report shows Kramer told an officer he spoke to the FBI office in Cincinnati twice on the same day before he drove to Blue Ash.
My understanding is the information was relatively fresh to them.
Remember that emergency order of protection filed by Kramer's ex-wife? The I-Team obtained a copy of it and noticed she also mentions Kramer contacted the FBI by sending them a 175-page email in the days leading up to the office incident. It's unclear exactly when he sent it. Given what happened in South Florida last month, where the FBI was forced to admit it had received tips about the teenage shooter at Parkland High School that weren't properly investigated, I asked Chief Knoll if something similar happened with the FBI in Kramer's case.
They were giving us the information in a timely manner. It wasn't that the FBI was withholding information.
Justin Kramer is locked up in the Hamilton County Jail on $310,000 straight bond. He faces charges including extortion and robbery. I also asked the FBI to sit down and talk with me about how they vet tips they get and how long that process typically takes. An FBI spokesman declined my request for an interview, but he sent me a statement saying, quote, "The FBI has standard procedures in place when information is received from the public. Whenever public safety concerns exist, appropriate law enforcement agencies are notified." Hillary Lake, 9 on Your Side.